everyone. Thank you for joining The Piece of Me. My name is Brittany Young, and on this channel, I will show you how I grow through life peacefully. And this will be able to help you gain the confidence and the support that you need to find the piece of you. So, for today's topic, we will be discussing how to break bad habits. Breaking bad habits, getting rid of bad habits. I know we all have bad habits that we wish we could get rid of, some stuff that we just kind of consume our time with too much that we didn't really think would turn into bad habits, but they ended up being bad habits that we were not expecting. So, how to break bad habits, getting straight to the points. And yes, I have my notepad. First, let's define bad habits. What are bad habits? You can look on Google, you can search within yourself of what you think are bad habits. Here's my personal definition of what I feel like bad habits are. Bad habits are negative behaviors that you've become accustomed to doing because you've been doing it for a long time, which makes it seem natural or normal. I would also say that these things that we consider natural or normal would also be things that are weak, like that make us feel weak. So if it's something that you feel like you can't stop doing for a certain reason that you make an excuse for time after time, then 9 times out of 10, it's a bad habit. And yes, I know a lot of people don't like to call themselves weak, but there are a lot of things that we are weak to that we just need to own up to. It's a bad habit for us. And yeah, we got to get out of that. We got to break through. We got to break through. And these are just a few examples that I could think off the top of my head, just to name a few. You'll know what the bad habits are because you'll just hear all the negative stuff that continues to roll off my tongue. So let's start. Spending unnecessary money, procrastinating, smoking and drinking, having sex, spending excess time on electronics like your cell phone, watching too many shows on TV and movies and stuff, anything dealing with electronics. Bad habit that you consume too much time on. Gossiping, overeating, and lying. So, those are just a few bad habits that I could think of off the top of my head. These may not resonate with your life or what you consider to be a bad habit. Think of whatever it is that may be a bad habit for you and write that down on a list for yourself. Because these may not apply to you, but these are just some things that I've probably been a victim to, or I may know other people that are victims to these. So yeah, write down your own list of bad habits that you may think you or have been affected by. But remember, the bad habits are just negative behaviors that you feel like you can't get rid of. So what are the effects of you having these bad habits? So for one, having bad habits causes you to not be disciplined, which can fall into many aspects of your life. And not being disciplined, I just can mean, not being productive, not being able to stay focused, putting things off, being lazy, just a number of things. And also, bad habits can stop you from completing your goals as well. Effects that I have listed, just to kind of piggyback off of the bad habits that I listed previously before this. The bad habit is the cause, and the effect is what is happening when you entertain these bad habits. So you can become depressed, you can become overweight, you can lose motivation in doing a lot of things. You can become lustful, you can become lazy, you can become really anxious. So a lot of these problems would be considered medically diagnosed problems, but at the end of the day, it's a bad habit that you've created. And if you create the bad habit, you can get rid of it too. It's just all in your mind and what you tell yourself. So don't ever feel like, oh, I'm already too down, far deep in the hole and I can't get out of it. No. Whatever you tell yourself, that's what you're going to do. Your words are power, and you need to trust and believe that at all times. So don't ever tell yourself, I can't stop having sex, or I can't stop drinking, I can't stop eating because I love food so much. No, all of that stuff is things you put into your own brain. So the more you say you can't, bigger the hole you dig for yourself. So let's start there and stop saying I can't, because yes, you can. Anybody can. We all can. You're no different than the next person. It's just about your own behaviors and your discipline for real. Be disciplined, change your behavior and change your ways, and you can get rid of your bad habits. But let me not jump the gun because I'm kind of jumping the gun. But yeah, that's just, some effects of bad habits that you can create. One bad habit also can lead to another bad habit. And you can literally just be piling on bad habit after bad habit and you don't even realize it, which is digging yourself in a deeper hole. One bad habit leads to another bad habit, and you just keep getting bad habits added on. And who wants that? That's no good. That means it's going to take you longer to get rid of that habit, and we can't have that. We can't have that. We need everything surface level. But if you got some holes that are pretty deep, it's okay. You can dig yourself back out of it. It's not too late. It's not too late. As long as you still got breath in your body, it's not too late. It's never too late. Okay? Remember that. That being said, the effect of the bad habits as well is you essentially become someone that you never had any intentions on being. So we all grow up expecting, they ask us what do we want to be when we grow up, when we're like elementary school and stuff. We have these big astronomical goals of, what we want to do with our lives. And then as we get older, we slowly start to see ourselves not seeing those things coming to fruition. But it's because we've created these bad habits, amongst many other things. But a main point of us not really getting to where we need to be is because we have bad habits that we simply just feel like we can't get rid of because we've been doing them for so long. That brings me to my next point. How do we break our bad habits? Now, this is the bulk of the stuff you need to be writing down, because we have to know, already listed what a bad habit is. What are some examples of bad habits? What are the effects of our bad habits? Now, how can we get rid of these bad habits? What can we do to say, okay, I'm done with this. I want to move on and be better with my life. I don't want to be a procrastinator no more. I don't want to be lazy no more. I want to actually get stuff done. Now let's talk about what we need to do to get rid of these bad habits. First thing you need to do, identify the bad habit. You have to be able to identify all the bad habits in your life. And you yourself, you know what that bad habit is. Sit down, think long and hard, and be real with yourself. That's really what's going to determine what your bad habits are, with you being real with yourself. Not with you sugarcoating thing and only hitting surface level stuff. No, go deep. And I know it's stuff that you probably don't want to bring up and stuff like that, but you have to. You have to if you want to get past the point that you are, or you're going to keep getting stuck. You can't just knock off the little stuff that's easy that you know you can stop doing. No, you have to really dig deep and be real with yourself for real. I know it's some bad habits y'all don't want to talk about, or y'all don't want to bring up to other people and stuff like that. You don't have to bring it up to nobody else but yourself. But sit down and be real with yourself and ask yourself, what is it that's holding me back? What is it that's causing me not to be able to level up and advance in life like I know I should have been by now? Be real with yourself. Can't nobody else be real with you but you. Okay? Just think about, what are you putting first before you're being productive? And that's how you can really chop off everything else, so you can know exactly what your bad habits are. What are the things that you're putting first before you can even be productive with anything else? It's okay. Don't be afraid to say what these things are. Definitely write them all down. You have to write them down so you know what you need to be getting rid of. After you identify your bad habits, come up with a solution. How can you break this bad habit? What will you need to do to replace this bad habit? Find replacements of your bad habits. I know it's hard to say, I'm going to just completely stop doing this cold turkey. Find a replacement for it. You don't have to feel like you're dying or suffering, because I know a lot of y'all are probably going to feel like you're dying and suffering if you don't do certain stuff. And I understand, I get it. When you've been doing something for so long, when you just completely stop doing it, you just feel so crazy. Like, what is the world? But you will really find the world when you stop doing it. And don't let that go over your head. But for real, when you stop doing that stuff, you will really find yourself in your place in this world. But you can't find it because you too consumed with the negative things that these bad habits are consuming your mind with. Okay. And literally all your bad habits consume your mind with negative things that it does not need. Okay. So it takes 21 days to form a new habit and 91 days to make it become permanent. Now, granted, that's the old rule. I looked on Google, and like healthline.com or something said it takes about 66 days. So a little over 2 months to form a new habit and replace with that bad habit. Granted, to be honest, at the end of the day, it's on you as far as like how long it will take. It's on you how far deep in you will be and how disciplined you will be with yourself in order for you to break that bad habit. And trust me, don't think you can say, okay, it's been 2 weeks, I'm still fiending for this bad habit that I'm trying to get rid of. And during the 2 weeks, maybe 3 days out of the 2 weeks, you've been consuming yourself in that bad habit. No, absolutely not. Granted, I know sometimes it's easy to fall back into bad habits. That's okay. It's normal to do that. But don't let yourself continue to do that, or it's just not going to be a habit that you're trying to break. It's just still a habit that you're maintaining, and we're trying to break it off completely. We don't want to maintain habits. Maintaining habits does nothing for us. Because guess what? You maintaining a habit, you might as well keep breaking it, okay? You might as well keep consuming yourself in that bad habit because you're just going to keep hitting a roadblock every time. So what's the point of just maintaining it when you can just completely break it off, like, for good? So yeah, once you do all that, you need to just come up with a positive solution that will help you take your mind off of that completely. So the thing that you come up with to replace it with, the bad habit is negative. So opposite of negative is positive. Come up with a positive solution that will help you take your mind off of that bad habit completely. Also, the next point I would say, make sure you yourself take accountability for your bad habits and use that same accountability to help yourself create new ones. So own up to the bad habits that you've been consuming your mind in, consuming your body in, consuming literally your whole life into. Use that same accountability and put it towards another habit that's good for you, a positive habit that will be better for you, that will lead you into a better path, into a better lifestyle, and just having you feel better for real. It's a lot of people that are suffering and going through things because they have bad habits and they don't even realize, that their bad habits are what's causing them to feel those pains and feel those type of feelings and behavior. And I'm not gonna lie, your bad habits can lead you into a depression. It can lead you into anxiety. It can lead you into all these things that doctors medically diagnose you with. You really have to break those bad habits so you can see yourself how you really need to see yourself. But only you can be real with yourself, okay? What do you do behind closed doors when nobody's looking? Are you being faithful and honest to you and true to you? Or are you like, oh well, nobody looking, so I don't really gotta act like this no more, or I really don't have to do this no more. I was just doing that in front of people. No, you need to be yourself amongst you and people surrounding you, amongst the whole world. Don't come in your house behind closed doors in your room when nobody's around and nobody's not looking and sneaking off and back into your bad habits, because that leads you nowhere. And then you mad because you ain't getting no results and you done told people you working on yourself and breaking bad habits, and people like, well, I can't tell because you still got X, Y, and Z problem, and they thinking you breaking your habits. In reality, you going back home and still consuming yourself into them. Stuff not gonna be adding up. It's not adding up, Steven. It's not adding up. Okay, we gotta have it add up so it can make sense. Um, Not even for nobody else. You need to be doing it for yourself. But yeah, take accountability for that. So make sure, when you're taking accountability, you're writing this stuff down. Write all of these things down. How are these things going to help you? How can you look forward after you do these things? Like what would be the outcomes of you creating new habits? What bad habits and the effects of the bad habits can you completely write down and scratch off and say, I'm not gonna have to worry about that no more because I don't have to do that no more. So if you want to break your bad habit bad enough, you will do it. If you want to do it bad enough, you will do it. If not, then you will see the results of that, but you will know if you want it bad enough because your actions will definitely show it. It's just remember to be patient with yourself. Don't be afraid to give yourself a pat on the back, along the way. Because I know, if people don't really know that you're doing something like this, or if they do know, don't expect praises and, just pats on the back from other people. Do that yourself. Give yourself like the praise that you need and be proud of you. If nobody else is proud of you, be proud of yourself. And I know that it's hard, but until you can get to the point where other people can visibly see that you have changed and you have been doing things different in your life, they'll be able to see it. But don't even depend on that. It starts with you. Be proud of yourself because it's hard. Doing stuff like this is hard. Changing your life from what you've been used to doing, it's hard. And I'm not ever saying it's easy. It's never easy. But like I said, if you want to do it bad enough so you can see great results happen in your life, you will definitely do it. That's it. Thank you so much for watching again. I hope that this information helps some of y'all, and I hope it will be beneficial to some of y'all. If you're not afraid, definitely drop some of your bad habits in the comments below. Talk to me a little bit. Y'all don't have to be scared. I don't bite. I'll talk back. I'm a very nice person. I'm very friendly. But yes, make sure y'all share these videos with other people, friends and family that you think may need this, that, it may be beneficial and useful to them. Definitely share it with them. And make sure y'all like this video and subscribe to my channel. You know, like I said before, these videos are for y'all. I want to help provide y'all with the information, that I've been learning and that I'm continuously learning along the way of my journey. But I was able to break bad habits during my fast, and I'm now carrying them on into my life. So it's helped me out tremendously. Like, a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders. I feel lovely. But who would have thought they were like bad habits that were holding me back for real? But yeah, like and subscribe to the channel, y'all, so we can get this channel out to the people that need it, because it's people that need this stuff. They need to hear it. But thank you for watching. Join me again next Sunday what the next topic is for the next video. Thank you.